Hello, everybody. This is Volcanic Gaming, and we are here with the first episode of the Chicago White Sox franchise. I am very excited to launch this franchise. This is a team that is not very good. I mean, they were pretty decent last year. They won at least 80 games, but they took a step back this year as they got rid of Chris Sale and kind of went for more rebuilding, kind of a rebuilding type of state of mind. So we are trying to bring this team back and get them to the playoffs for the first time in who knows how long. And the roster may look a little different as we have Pablo Sandoval, we have Manuel Margot, who's a top prospect for the Padres, and we also have Jackie Bradley Jr. So the reason that is because I used a prior roster from MLB The Show 16 and then transferred it over, but we would have started in 2016, and we wanted to obviously start in 2017. So we decided to sim a full season, and that's how we picked up these players. I didn't do any of this. The computer all did this, so this is the roster that we are rolling with, and I think it's an alright roster. Could win at least 70 games in his first season, but we will find out in the next coming episodes how this team is really shaping up, because you can't really tell by the first game. But without further ado, we are hopping into the first game. It is a bright and sunny day here in the windy city of Chicago, and we are taking on the Detroit Tigers here in opening day, trying to start off this series with a W. That would be a very strong start, as this team doesn't look like it is going to be very good this season, but you never know. We could have an amazing season that just exceeds expectations, or we can make a couple trades that will put us into contention. And these are the last year's standings, as we won, I think, at least around 50 games, and our team RA was really really high, and our batting average was really low. So those are two things that we definitely don't want. So Quintanilla, I think that's how you say his name, is warming up, and he will be facing some bearded guy from the Detroit Tigers. But opening day action, as here is the first pitch of the series, first pitch of the season, and that is a strike to Joe Panic, who is on the Detroit Tigers now. I don't know how he got from San Francisco to Detroit, but the first batter strikes out swinging, but he will reach first on a wild pitch. So that is not very good on the catcher's part, as he is supposed to get down and block that, but the runner reaches first safely. So the manager comes out to challenge the play, and that is to no avail, as the runner still remains on first base. And there is another little kind of grounder to the first baseman, but this one is thrown over to first base and records an out, the first out of the game. And with runners on first and third, that will be a single, which will put runners on first and second and score the run. So the Detroit Tigers score the first run of the game in the first inning, giving them a 1-0 lead. And right there is a ground out to the second baseman over to the first baseman. That will end the first inning. But still, the Detroit Tigers scored one run, so they are up 1-0 at the midpoint of the first inning. Now our man Anderson, he is a top prospect. He is our top shortstop prospect, and now he's in the majors. Kind of a low overall, but we need all the help we can get up in the majors. And Jose Abreu hits a little. He actually got jammed on that play, but the first baseman for some reason was playing really shallow, and the ball was able to squeak by him. So we end up getting a hit with that. Those are two hits in the first inning. Hopefully that is something that can continue throughout the remainder of this game, but for now we have runners on first and third, trying to knot this game up, as the score is still 1-0, and that will not do it, as that is not deep enough to score the runner. And we still have runners on first and third with two outs now, and Seth Smith has a chance to drive a runner in. And yeah, we have Seth Smith on the team as well. This team is full of veterans and really, really young players, so it's kind of a weird mix. And that is the end of the inning, as Seth Smith grounds out to the shortstop to end the inning. And right here is a good play by our third baseman, Pablo Sandoval. An all-around great play to end the inning. So now it is the top of the second, and that is a fly ball to left field. That ball is back and it is gone. Didn't look like it was going to get out at first, but it did end up getting out. So that is our first home run hit by Nicholas, and that ties the game up at 1-1. And with Quintanilla pitching, kind of settling down, it is looking like this is going to be a low-scoring affair. As yes, Brett Nicholas scores our first run of the 2017 campaign. But right now we have a runner on first base, and that is a wild pitch, so that moves him into scoring position with, I believe, no outs. And now bases are loaded with a chance for the shortstop to turn a double play, and for some reason he freezes. I don't know what happened. Maybe he saw something and he got a little petrified, but he freezes, and that ends up being a costly error as they score 2 runs. And to continue this reign, Justin Upton puts a charge into that one to left field and hits a home run. So that blows this game wide open. We are down 6-1, and Quintanilla is really wishing he could have that one back, as like I said, this game is really blown wide open, and with our lack of production from our offense in this game, it is not looking very good. But we finally end the top of the 3rd inning with a flyout. So now we go to the bottom of the 3rd inning, and Jose Abreu hits that one in the air, and that's kind of the story of this game so far, as our offense cannot get anything going. So in the 4th inning, we bring in Ubaldo Jimenez to kind of see if he can go a couple innings and, just eat up innings, as it is not looking very good for a win in this game. So he's kind of in a mop-up role. And, I mean, he actually came in and pitched pretty solid. So he might start earning himself a couple starts here and there, as our starting rotation is definitely not set in stone, as we have a really shaky starting rotation, which in the next episode we will make a trade to kind of improve our starting rotation, get rid of a really old player and pick up a little bit of a younger player. And with a runner on, we did get a hit last inning, but that really didn't go anywhere. And here's a nice double by one of our players. And I mean, we do have some solid hits here and there. Well, what we can't do is string together a bunch of hits, which is obviously what you need to do to win a baseball game. As with the runner on second base, that is a measly flyout, which will end the inning. And still, Ubaldo Jimenez is still rolling, as there is a strikeout. He had a pretty solid amount of strikeouts, and I think he definitely earned a chance to start later on in the future, as I said earlier. And here is Seth Smith, and he will give us our 2nd run of the game, as that is a home run to right field. That one gets out, not by much, but it does get out. And now we are only actually down 6-2. So if we can get a rally going and finally start stringing together some hits, maybe we can make this game, make it a kind of a comeback, as we are only down 6-2. But in this inning is when it kind of starts turning to crap, as after 4 strong innings, Ubaldo Jimenez kind of starts to fall apart. Like I said, I think he still had a really solid outing, except I think I just really left him in too long. If I had probably called for a reliever, this mess probably wouldn't have happened, because he was starting to get a little tired as the pitch count was getting up there. They kept working him in the count, and this was his biggest demise, as a grand slam is hit. They kind of argued over it a little bit, but it ends up being called a home run, and we are down 12-2. And now in the bottom of the 9th inning, we are down 14-2, and that is Seth Smith. And he hits a hard shot to the second baseman, which will bounce up on him, and he will not have an opportunity to make the play. So with a runner on first base, Margot just strikes out. Nothing really going here, as this was a abysmal game, and this will be the end of the game. So not a very strong outing from our starting pitching, and our offense was pretty lackluster, but with each game we'll keep improving, and with more trades we will start kind of forming the real foundation for this team to move forward as we get along in the series. But I hope you enjoyed this video. This is Volcanic Gaming, and I will be signing out.